It's finally time for WrestleMania, and you won't even need 69 cups of coffee because this year's WrestleMania is split into 2 nights. Perhaps you won't fall asleep this time. Each night will feature 7 matches, and I don't think we're getting a pre-show because apparently the first entrance needs to be treated like a big deal. So find your best looking skirt, Drew, and get this thing going. On this video, I'm gonna talk about the night 1 of WrestleMania. So I'm gonna talk about matches like the women's tag team match, Cesaro vs Seth, Strowman vs Shane McMahon in a steel cage match, the New Day vs AJ Styles and Omos, Bunny and Priest vs Miz and Morrison, Banks and Belair for SmackDown Women's Championship, and Lashley vs Drew for the WWE Championship. The big question is, which match should main event this night of WrestleMania? Bianca Belair vs Sasha Banks or Bobby Lashley vs Drew McIntyre? Honestly, if we're talking logic, which was never the case with the WWE, I would pick Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, but like I've said, it was never truly the case with the WWE. So tonight, I would go with the match that actually had somewhat of a decent build, which is Lashley versus Drew. Let's be honest, people, Sasha versus Bianca Belair had a bad build. Let's put it simply. It was pretty bad. One thing that I don't like about this year's WrestleMania is the lack of special matches. For example, during night 1, we're only getting one match with a stipulation, which is the steel cage match between Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman. And even that's not good. So that's one of my biggest problems with WrestleMania this year. They didn't make any match any different. But let's start with our night 1 predictions. The women's turmoil match, Lana and Naomi versus Dana, Brooke and Mandy versus the Riott Squad versus Natalya and my favorite Tamina. The winner of this match is gonna get the opportunity to face the women's tag team champions Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax the next night of WrestleMania, which really surprises me. I don't think people give a crap about this match in the first place. I hate the fact that the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, which had the potential to crown Rey Mysterio and his son as tag team champions for a WrestleMania moment, is on SmackDown, but this match is getting 2 matches or something. I'm not a fan of that. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. This match gives me the vibes of, we didn't put a lot of women on the card, so let's just put the women's tag team championship stuff in there. That's really the case. And it sucks. It shouldn't be the case. They had so much time to build something, but this is just, I don't care. It didn't really have much of a build. We basically saw a bunch of tag teams brawling, on Raw, SmackDown. I think the story is pretty simple here. In this one, my prediction is Lana and Naomi because they're a new tag team and there's the story with Lana and Nia Jax. So we're gonna talk about night 2 in the next video, but that is my prediction. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. So we're all happy that Cesaro is finally getting a singles match at WrestleMania. Finally, a very important match. Seth Rollins at the end of the day is a very big star. Like every year he got some of the biggest WrestleMania matches. And Cesaro was always underrated by the WWE. So finally, the only thing I don't like is WWE making a big deal about it. Cesaro getting his first singles match. Dude won the first ever Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That should be treated like a big deal. The story here is pretty simple. We just saw Cesaro disrespecting Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is delusional, and we're getting this match. It's pretty simple. Rollins made his return, everyone left. Cesaro teased joining Seth Rollins, but he left as well. So Rollins got angry. That's really the story here. The promos are not good. Maybe you're unbeatable, but you're not unswingable. Come on, what a shitty line, Cesaro. What a shitty line. Okay, it's WrestleMania. Seth Rollins wouldn't gain anything from that victory, so my prediction is gonna be Cesaro, and I wouldn't be shocked if after WrestleMania Cesaro is getting a huge push. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon steel cage match. I'm gonna do it for every man who's ever been called stupid. I'm a train. Mama told me I can be anything, so I'm a train. If we're not getting at least 5 train sound effects, I'm gonna be angry. Then again, I don't know if Braun Strowman can count to 5. 3. 1, Braun. 2, 3 sound effects of a choo-choo train. Honestly, like I've said, I was very excited about this match because the whole story here is, well, first of all, Shane McMahon is calling Braun Strowman stupid. I don't know why he has a problem with that, but he doesn't like the fact that Braun Strowman is stupid. So this story doesn't make any sense, but at least it was very entertaining. Now, I was excited because, Shane McMahon always takes these spots, but Braun Strowman picked a steel cage match, and it has a lot of limitations, so my excitement just, I don't care that much anymore if I'm being honest. I guess the only right winner right here is Braun Strowman. Shane McMahon is not an active competitor, he doesn't have anything to gain here, and Braun Strowman is finally, 7-foot Braun Strowman is finally gonna deal with his bully, so my prediction is Braun Strowman. The New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos Raw Tag Team Championship match. So this match is interesting because Omos is gonna wrestle for the first time in the WWE. Of course, we expected a bigger match for AJ Styles. I've heard AJ Styles wanted to face Triple H, but Triple H just didn't have enough time to, prepare for WrestleMania, to get in shape, which is understandable. He's running NXT and I'm pretty sure he's busy anyway. So it's kind of a shame we never got that match. This year's WrestleMania would definitely feel a bit more special with Triple H. Whatever the case may be, this match is somehow still exciting and quite unpredictable. I actually have two predictions. Either Omos is gonna turn on AJ Styles and he's gonna join the New Day. He's gonna be the third member who's gonna be funny, a bit of a comedy character. He's gonna try to dance, not as successfully, but that is a bold prediction, so I'm gonna go with a different one. AJ and Omos win the Tag Team Championships. That's about it. It's his first match, he needs that victory, and I believe that's what we're getting. New Tag Team Champions. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. Oh boy, I don't care about that one. I was kinda excited about The Miz versus Bad Bunny because it was a singles match, which I was really shocked about, surprised because he's not a wrestler. How can he have a singles match in the first place? But now I get it. It's gonna be Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison and few high spots from Bad Bunny. And that's about it. This one's pretty predictable as well. I think that Damian Priest and Bad Bunny are winning this. I didn't like this rivalry. It was very goofy, made Miz and Morrison look like a bunch of goofballs. Whatever. The WWE SmackDown Women's Championship match. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. That was a very bad build. Very bad build. The whole story was, can they coexist? Yeah, that's very new. It almost felt like they're actually feuding Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler and Reginald and not each other. It had a very slow build and it just never picked up, in my opinion at least. So that's why I wouldn't really put it in the main event. I'm sure the match itself is gonna be very, very good. So honestly, that's what matters the most. Now, ideally, Bianca Belair would win this match. But I feel like not every match needs that WrestleMania type of moment, a babyface winning. That would make things way too predictable. So as much as I would love to see Bianca Belair winning, something tells me Sasha Banks is retaining that championship. She's also very popular right now, so something tells me Sasha is retaining. And finally, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre WWE Championship match. This one's big. It's either gonna open WrestleMania or close WrestleMania. It's gonna close WrestleMania because it's the biggest match, but it could open WrestleMania because it would be Drew McIntyre who carried the Performance Center Thunderdome era of WWE. He's the one who should make that first entrance. So I wouldn't really mind if he actually opened the show. It's gonna be Hogan, right? Whatever the case may be, the story is pretty simple. Lashley is a big jack dude, Drew McIntyre as well. Lashley cost Drew McIntyre the WWE Championship and Drew is coming back for that championship. It's pretty simple. Two big guys, people want to see this match, whatever. We actually saw that match a year ago probably, but whatever, man. It was really, really good, so I don't mind it. Now, what's even more interesting to me about this match is Drew McIntyre finally making an entrance with an audience, finally experiencing the audience, and I wouldn't be surprised if this match is happening just for Drew McIntyre to win the championship back in front of an audience. It almost feels like Bobby Lashley is a replacement for Brock Lesnar, which honestly is kind of sad. Bobby Lashley is really, really good. And I love the fact that he's the WWE champion, and I don't know if I would take the championship away from him. But WWE probably want to make that moment. And Drew McIntyre winning the championship again in front of an audience, That is really, really big and probably needs to happen, you know. And also, I really hope he's not gonna get booed. I really hope so. You don't know what's gonna happen with the crowd. So my prediction is Drew McIntyre. Yeah. So these are my night 1 predictions of WrestleMania. Tomorrow I'll upload night 2 predictions, which is probably the night of WrestleMania that I prefer. So let me know your predictions in the comments below. Who's winning the WWE Championship? Who's taking the Women's Championship? The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.